thank you so much for joining us today to take part in this interview. We're really pleased to have you as part of the UTC community, the T-level student of the year.
Thank you.
How did it feel like to win?
To be honest, well, winning the regional one was quite surreal itself, but then the national was completely unexpected. It was quite a big shock. I didn't really know what to do with myself at the time. It was so like surreal, and
It's quite a big event from the looks of it. It looked like quite a big event.
I was with Ben Shepherd and Bridget Phillipson. That presented it. So, yeah.
So just to sort of for people who might not be aware of how the award system works, so there's you have to take part in a regional competition and then you go forward to the national competition. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was three people shortlisted at regional, and then there's a highly commended and a winner for the regional.
Okay.
And then I think there was 9 regions that go to the national.
Right.
Then out of those 9, there was 2 highly commended and then 1 winner.
Excellent. And you were the winner for the regional.
Yeah.
And they won in the nationals as well. So why did they did they give a rationale for why you won the national award?
They did actually. It was mainly because they said about my self-led learning. But I don't know if you know, but I introduced Matterport to my placement at Ballygarner.
Okay.
So that was quite a big achievement, I'd say. And I'm quite an advocate for UTCs, the technical education and T levels itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because I believe they're quite good things.
100%. So what are your plans for what comes next? I know you're completing your studies. What year are you in? Sorry.
13.
So okay. So what have you got planned next for after
I'm
school?
hoping to be going back to Ballygarner, ready my placement for my T level.
But you hope to be progressing to carry on doing architecture and a degree apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you always wanted to do something technical?
Definitely. I'm very technically minded. So I'll give an example. One big change that I really liked when I came to the UTC from my high school was particularly like art and those kind of subjects. So in my previous high school, I didn't really I didn't enjoy art so much really, because it was very painting and I didn't really have a creative flair for that kind of thing. Then when I came to the UTC, I still studied art, but it was all 3D and architecture based. So I would model things and get to use laser cutters and different technology. You could still do the painting if you wanted to, but I chose not to. Well, I did actually integrate it into some of my other work, but
yeah. So
I was a lot more creative in that element, because I got a different opportunity and a different approach.
Yeah. I think you mentioned in the really helpful brief that you sent over that some of the work that you produced was shown in a gallery after your GCSEs.
Yeah, it was actually. I didn't have much a part of that, but yeah, it ended up in a gallery in Warsaw. Some of my GCSE work.
Excellent, great. I think you also said that you've ever since you're a kid, really, you wanted to be involved in something. You wanted to do something technical, and architecture was especially a passion for you.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't always know that it was going to be architecture. Mm-hmm. Probably going to be something along the construction related, because that's what my dad did. So I was very much interested in that. But I really took interest in all different subjects, everything from like healthcare. I really wanted to know how everything worked, really. So then when I came to like the UTC, having that, the employer engagements and stuff, that led me to architecture and confirmed it. Well, I did have architecture prior, but I wasn't 100% confirmed on it yet.
Sure.
And then once the reason why I like architecture so much is because it's a mixture, really. I'm quite indecisive. So architecture gives me a mixture of, like, it's not just design, there's also like the planning things and just thinking in a different way.
Okay. So how did you find out about the UTC and what made you choose to study there? Bearing in mind you had this, you already had this passion for technical subjects.
So I was drawn to the university next door to the UTC, actually. So I went to an open day there because I wanted to get more information about architecture, and I had quite a passion for it at that point. And they actually told me about the UTC next door, and that completely changed everything, because I was actually late to apply. I'd missed. This was in the summer of, I think it was 2022, and I'd missed the deadline to get in here.
Right.
But I was so adamant, so I'd contacted them, told them how passionate I was about everything. So I could get a place, and I joined in October. So it's slightly later. So I had a bit of catching up to do.
Yeah. But you were so amazing to think, if you had missed out on the place, that would have been a whole different kind of fork in the road, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if I didn't end up here, to be honest. Because
well, no, it means fantastic you did. So how did you find studying at the UTC at first? Had you been there since GCSEs?
Yeah.
So how did you find studying at the UTC, once you started?
Well, first of all, but doing the art and those kind of the courses, the content was very different to what I was used to, and it enabled me to be a lot more creative. And the reason why I really wanted to come here was because I got to study construction at a GCSE level, which is unheard of anywhere else. And so I was learning about construction and things I was interested in, but I also got to use the software and things that was being used in industry. And that's given me such a big, more like I'm being ahead of everyone, because I already know the software now. Because I learned it in year 10. Revit is what I was learning. You don't learn Revit until you get to university to study architecture.
In a typical route.
Yeah, in the typical route. And I was doing that 4 years earlier.
Yeah. There was another part of my question, which was, how did it differ from your previous school? But you think that the more advanced learning and the choice of more specialist subjects at an earlier start was what really differentiated the UTC from your previous high school?
Yeah, definitely. The curriculum and the different course offerings was the big one, but also the employer engagement. That was something that wasn't. There was a little bit of it, but nowhere near the amount that's here.
Yeah,
because we did an employer project at GCSE as well with Lovell.
Okay.
So we designed a site for them and the houses and everything, and got that sort of engagement and feedback from them.
When you say you designed a site, can you say a bit more about that?
Yeah, we got given a real life location,
so
it wasn't fictional. It was a site just down the road as well, so we could imagine it because it's not far from here.
Yeah.
And we designed the houses, the layout, and everything for that site, and got feedback from them. And then there was a prize as well for a winning team.
Okay, fantastic. Did you win that?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
Well, your success was to come later, obviously. The project stuff's interesting because I also wanted to ask, what sort of skills and experiences from your time at the UTC have been the most valuable?
The UTC is given me skills, not just academically. It's obviously studying things, but also the confidence and soft skills. We have a lot, so as I said, with the employers involved, we have a lot of more like mock interviews, for example.
Yeah.
Talking day-to-day professionals, having like guest lecturers that you can talk to. You don't really have that in any other school, that kind where you can develop that kind of professionalism, that kind of confidence to then go straight into a workplace.
Okay, so it's helped give you that kind of work ethic, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you rate that actually higher than the technical stuff in a sense?
Not necessarily. I think there is a lot of technical content here compared to others, but you really need both, because if you know all the technical content but you've got no soft skills, you might not be equally as employable.
Okay, that's a good answer. I like that. So in terms of the T-level, obviously I know Thomas Telford does a really good T-level program, and T-levels are big across the UTC program. What drew you to study the T-level, and how have you found it?
So I've always really wanted to be in a workplace. So I'm not as I mentioned, I'm not the most academic, but so this is why I've really enjoyed coming to a UTC, because it's really made it a lot more enjoyable for me. and gave me a lot more to go on. So I get quite bored easily as well.
Sure.
So there was a lot more technical challenges and problems for me to solve and keep me occupied. But I was drawn to the T level particularly because of the industry placement.
Yeah.
So I got to, obviously being with Bailey Garner, which has now led to potential jobs as well.
Okay.
And spending that time, and that's where you really develop the skills. And then I was learning it in the classroom as well, taking it to placement and vice versa.
Okay. I mean, my next question was going to be about the industry placement, where you completed it. What was the experience like? And what was that, what can you talk a little bit about the company and how you found the experience there?
So Bailey Garner is a multidisciplinary consultancy, which they have a range of teams. They do project management, surveying, architecture as well. And I was within the architecture department, so I focused on that. But yeah, I learned a lot at Bailey Garner, a lot, because obviously the software skills I was able to bring across because I'd been doing that for 2 years prior.
Yeah. Did they find that particularly helpful, the fact you had those software skills already?
Yeah, that really stood out to them.
Oh, fantastic.
I think that really stands out. All the students that come from the UTC here, it really stands out that we've got these kind of uni level skills, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that. So the benefit of starting the more advanced technical, more specialist stuff earlier really shone through during the placement then.
Yeah, and they've said how much more employable people are that come from this kind of technical education.
Okay, fantastic. You said you introduced something at Bailey Garner that they found really useful.
Yeah, so I introduced, it's called Matterport. I don't know if you've ever seen like these virtual tours where you can walk around a building. So that system, it's a little camera that scans, it does a LiDAR scan. So LiDAR's like a laser that it sends and then sends a piece of data back, tells you the measurements. Right. So it creates a point cloud, but there'll be millions of them from this device. Yeah. So from that LiDAR, it gives you all the measurements and the data for a building as you go around and scan it. So they find that really helpful because they no longer have to scan things manually.
Yeah.
And they just scan it with a 3D scanner instead. I didn't have one personally to show them. I just told them about it, and then they'd ordered one. They ordered one, and they started with one. Now they've got two, so they must.
Oh wow, gosh, must have found it useful. Oh, well done. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
So just looking back on, I know you're still finishing your education at UTC, but you're soon to be progressing on something bigger and better. How would you like your experience as a UTC student? And as the award winner to inform and inspire other young people?
I think I really want to show other people that anyone can do everything that I've done. I don't want them to feel that it's not achievable in any way, because I believe anyone can do everything I've done.
Excellent.
And I want to show that through my path and what I did where and every opportunity I've took.
Really great, and I think you gave some fantastic answers there, so thank you so much. That's excellent.
Thank you.